All right, you guys, welcome back. I want to thank you guys so much, everyone that's been tuning in, commenting, subscribing, showing love. It means the absolute world to me. All right, you guys. And so with that being said, the last video that we posted is doing super well, and that's like super cool to see. So I want to thank you guys again so much for all that. With that being said, you guys, before I start off this video, in the description of the video is the sales script that I've used to close over 7 figures worth of deals. You can get that totally free in the description of the video, as well as the link to the community with a bunch of high ticket sales reps that are at where you're at, where they want to go, a bunch of knowledgeable people in there. So the link to that is in the description of the video as well. So go check that out whenever you guys get a chance. So that being said, you guys, in today's video, we're going to go over one thing that I see so many of my closers, that I see so many high ticket sales reps in general struggling with. And once they make this adjustment, it's been game over, and they've been able to close so much more deals. It's that thing that takes people from going those 5 to 7 to 8K months into the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50K months, all right? And it's a crucial thing that it might not sound that important, but it really is, right? So with that being said, let's get right into it, you guys, okay? So you guys have to understand that if your prospect does not acknowledge that they have a problem, they will not buy. All right, too many sales reps that I see are not going deep enough with their questions. Average sales reps accept average baseline replies. All right, you have to go deeper, right? And you have to use words like feel and how do you mean by that? In elaborating or getting people to elaborate, right? When you just get people to acknowledge just the baseline question, they respond, and you move on to the next question, you're not creating enough pain, right? In that emotional discovery pain state, you have to get people to admit that they have a problem. If they do not acknowledge that they have a problem, that they need to make a change, they will not buy from you. Okay, they will not buy. And you cannot let let your prospects leave that emotional state until they fully said that they need to make a change, right? Because remember, you guys, prospects believe 0% of things that come out of your mouth, and they believe 100% of things that come out of their mouth, right? So what you guys need to do is, instead of telling people that they have an issue, telling them, hey, we need to make a change, your questioning should make them realize, damn, I think I do need to make a change. I need to change something isn't working, right? And you need to get people to elaborate on this and open up, right? You're their therapist. And the first part of the call, and that's why tonality, you guys, is so important. Because, pauses, controlled pauses, all right? When you ask someone a question, say, how long is it that you've been dealing with this issue? How long do you feel like, it's been an issue for you guys? About a year. You want to pause right there. When they say about a year, I see. And so how do you feel like that's affecting the business? It's been really tough. Write that down, whatever, right? Look at your notebook, whatever. But let them sit in that. Don't just steamroll over them. Let them sit in that feeling of like, wow, a year is pretty long, right? Let them sit in that, get them in that emotional state, right? You are their therapist, and you are there to help and understand their needs, right? So you guys have to understand that you're taking a lot of, I see so many high ticket closers and sales reps. What they do is, you guys are not going deep enough, okay? You are not going deep enough, right? So here, let's kind of play it out, all right? So you've gone through your whole question, you got them in this pain state, you got them very deep, you've pre-framed ideas, you've pre-handled objections, all these things. So now you're going from your pain state, the emotional state, that, like discovery phase on the call, to like the plan, the offer, etc., right? And that desired state, even before the offer, that desired state, the plan, the desired state, something like this, okay? So let's say his name's Kevin, all right? All right, Kevin, so, do you feel like it's fair to say that, we need a new way of doing things? Yeah, I think so. Okay, that's your cue. Now they've acknowledged that they have an issue going on, and you can get them into the desired state now, okay? So great. So, hypothetically speaking now, this is like the next part, right? So hypothetically speaking now, if, let's say we were to put you in one of our mentorships, what do you feel like that would need to look like for you in order to, get you where you need to go and get you to those results? Oh, well, I want it to be systematized out. Okay, cool. And so I guess the next question there, with that being said, is, what's an ideal revenue point for you monthly, and, getting there where you want to go? What's that revenue you feel look like for you? 20K a month. Okay, 20K a month. And, I guess the next question is, what would you do with that 20K? How would the business be different? Well, it'd be awesome. We wouldn't go out of business. I see. And so, okay, and so, well, how about your life though? How would your life look different? How would the family look different, right? And you see how you're going deeper and you're deeper and deeper. But not only that, you guys have to acknowledge the point, all right? They have to acknowledge that there is an issue going on, right? In your sales calls, there has to be things in there, or there has to be things in the sales call that trigger for you of like, okay, this is my benchmark of leaving the pain state into the desired state, and the desired state into the offer and the pitch, right? You guys have to have these cues, right? And I always end it with, so would you say it's like fair to say that we might need a new way of doing things? Yeah, I think it's time. I think you're right. Okay, great. And if they say no, that's your temperature check. If they say, well, I don't know, you need to go deeper. That's your temperature check, right? And if they cannot admit that they have a problem, it's never going to work. You need to get them to understand and admit that they have a problem going on. And like I said a second ago, prospects believe 0% of things that come out of your mouth and 100% of things that come out of their mouth. So you need to get them to acknowledge and get them to admit that, right? And you need to go deeper in there in those pain states with them and get them really to open up. You are their therapist. You are there to help, right? And they need to come to this conclusion themselves, right? Sales is about change and adding value. You are there to help. You are not selling anything. You are simply adding value, right? And your line of questioning will get them to realize that what you have to offer is adding value, right? Because they're not going to believe you, and it's helping them, right? Addressing those limiting beliefs that they're not going to believe you if you just tell them that this is what they need, whatever. They need to realize that on their own. All right, guys, so let's recap a little bit, okay? So you guys need to understand that if your prospect does not acknowledge and admit that they have a problem, they will not buy, okay? And you need to have benchmarks and temperature checks in your head within these sales calls to understand that, okay, this is my cue to move forward, right? So let's go over the script, the word tracks again here, okay? So start, all right? So, all right, Kevin, so do you feel like it's fair to say that, we might need a new way of doing things? Yeah, Billy, I think that's fair. Okay, great. Okay, so hypothetically speaking, if we were to put you into one of our mentorship programs, what do you feel like that would need to look like in order for you to feel like that's going to get you where you need to go, where you want to go, where you want the results you want to get, whatever it may be, right? Well, it needs to look like, systematized in courses, whatever. Okay, cool. But you're gathering data on him now, right? You're gathering data. You have all this data on this prospect now of when you go into your offer, you can craft it and touch on those points that he mentioned earlier, right? It's super, super important, you guys. And so remember, to recap, you guys, your prospect will not buy if they do not acknowledge and admit that they have a problem. They believe 0% of things coming out of your mouth and 100% of things coming out of their mouth. You need to help them realize it on their own. You are not selling anything. You are simply adding value. But they need to come to that conclusion on their own. So, all right, guys, I want to thank you guys so much. And just remember, you're adding value. You need to believe in what you sell, all right? You need to believe in what you sell, because when you believe in what you sell, you'll knock on any door, you'll hop on any phone call, and that confidence you have in what you're selling carries over and it radiates, right? And people don't buy from people buy from people that they like and that they trust, okay? You need to understand that. All right, and very seldomly is it the product itself. They want to buy from that person. They would buy anything that you're selling. Okay, so that being said, you guys, I want to thank you guys so much. The link to the sales script is below, totally free. It's all for you guys, and also the link to the community as well. A bunch of like-minded people that have done what you have done and gotten to the numbers that you want to do. A bunch of people want to get there as well. It's a great community with sharing knowledge and information. We meet twice a week. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you guys soon, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.